Halloween is an unusual holiday compared to most others, especially since its modern traditions have it celebrating death and all things scary. However, the strange traditions and the holiday itself all have origins dating back centuries ago. After researching this topic, today I will be informing you about the ancient origins and traditions of Halloween. Today's Halloween was originally the Celtic holiday of Samhain, which would later become All Saints' Day. According to History.com's article about Samhain, it was one of 4 yearly fire festivals where the Celts believed that the barriers between the human and spirit worlds were weaker, which would allow things to cross over. They believed that ancient ancestors could cross over, but also that fairies and other creatures could too. In order to ward these creatures off, the Celts would dress up like monsters or animals. However, they would allow their deceased ancestors to visit during Dumb Supper, where the living would invite their deceased ancestors to feast with them so they could catch up and enjoy each other's company once again. When Christianity became popularized, All Saints' Day was celebrated on March 13th originally, but was later moved to November 1st by Pope Gregory III. Later, All Souls' Day was created on November 2nd to continue honoring the dead. These holidays were most likely created to change the Celtic holiday into a Christian holiday. This holiday was also called All Hallows, and the day before would become All Hallows' Eve, which would become today's Halloween. There are various modern-day traditions that stem from these older traditions from these older holidays. History.com's article on Halloween explains that modern-day trick-or-treating stems from mumming, which is the Irish practice of dressing up and going door to door in order to sing songs to honor the dead. And these singers would be given cakes and other treats as payment. The tradition of carving jack-o'-lanterns stems from the Irish folktale of Stingy Jack. It was said that after he died, he tricked the devil to let him out of hell. But he could still not enter heaven, so he was forced to travel the world, carrying a turnip which had an ember from hell in it. The Irish carved faces into turnips and put candles inside to protect themselves from spirits that were wandering the world due to the thinning veil, such as Stingy Jack. However, there are still some traditions that have been mostly forgotten and are not common today. Though many Halloween traditions have been reworked into a modern-day setting, some have still been left behind in history. This holiday was not only used for celebrating the deceased and various spirits, but was also a very romantic holiday. A lot of these forgotten traditions center around love and marriage. It was very common for young women to partake in these traditions to try and find out who their future husbands would be. One such tradition would have the woman pick out a chestnut to represent each of the men she was interested in, and then throw all of the chestnuts into the fire. The one that burned to ashes without popping was said to be her best match and her future husband. Another was the superstition that if you threw an apple peel over your shoulder, the letter it formed was the first letter of the name of your future husband. Another romantic tradition that has to do with apples would be today's modern tradition of apple bobbing. Some more sinister seeming romantic traditions have women seeking out fortune tellers to tell them about their future love. Another was to stare into the mirror in a dark room, where it was said that the woman would see the face of her future husband reflected back at her. Though these traditions may have been mostly forgotten, the holiday and its spirit are still popular and special. Halloween today is a very fun and scary holiday, but its ancient origins and past traditions are rich and interesting. From its ancient Celtic origins to its past traditions regarding both the deceased and love, Halloween has been a beloved holiday all throughout history. Though some of the ancient traditions and reasonings behind Halloween are no longer common or celebrated, there has always been a ghostly tone to it that lasts to this day.